Have you heard about this zero-click malware? Zero-click malware is like a ninja assassin, one who attacks you without you even realizing it. It's a super sneaky jerk that infects your device without any action required from you. That's right, no clicking, no downloading, nada. Want to know more? We'll be discussing it today. Hello, I'm Michael Kinnett, CEO and founder of iTernal Networks. And every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and my personal LinkedIn pages to discuss the latest in tech and cybersecurity news that might affect you and your business. At the end of the live session, I'll make sure to leave some time to answer any questions from the audience. So if you have any tech or business cybersecurity questions, feel free to save those for the end. I'll make sure to leave time to answer them. First, for the news, there's a new vulnerability that's been announced through a security group that uses security tools to try to exploit things. Right, the good guys. Right, this company, good guys, found this bug in Microsoft Teams that allows external users to send malware to users in Microsoft Teams. It's a vulnerability in side-loading apps for Microsoft Teams, and it can allow the external user to, under certain circumstances, to send a attachment through a Microsoft Teams message that, if the end user clicks on it, can infect their computer. Microsoft has acknowledged that yes, this is valid. It is possible. Organizations are strongly advised to disable communications with external tenants if it's not needed. If it is needed, then you can whitelist those external tenants by their domain to limit your exposure. This type of attack relies on social engineering techniques and tactics, and so it's important that end users practice good cyber awareness when responding to any unknown messages, whether that's through email, through phishing, smishing with text messages, or also through Microsoft Teams. All right, so the zero-click malware that I mentioned at the beginning here, what the heck is this, right? What is zero-click malware? It's a type of malicious software that can infect your computer without requiring you to do anything. No user interaction other than visiting a website or opening an email attachment. No visibility of a program that you're clicking to install or anything. It just runs in the background. And it is increasingly becoming more prevalent in the digital world, creating some new risks and challenges for your online security. So how does it work? This sounds like magic, right? Well, it's a sneaky type of malicious software that doesn't require, as I mentioned, any interaction for you to launch its attack. It can be installed onto a computer or onto a device without you even knowing it's there. It's designed to exploit security vulnerabilities like outdated software and send malicious payloads without you lifting a finger. Once installed, the type of malware can wreak havoc on your data, your systems. It can steal sensitive information such as passwords, credit card numbers. It can delete critical files, or even worse, it can allow hackers to access your entire network, potentially installing ransomware or other types of threats. So you may wonder, well, how can where do I get this, right? Or how can I get infected by this? Where is my risk? Where am I exposed to this type of attack? The most common way is through phishing emails. Just like many of the attacks we've talked about, right? Phishing is one of the most common, most popular attack vectors of these threat actors. Attackers will craft an email message that looks like they're from legitimate sources and lure their victims into clicking on a malicious link or attachment embedded in the email body. Once clicked, these links or attachments silently download malicious code onto your computer without you even knowing it happened. We actually had somebody contact us a month or so ago that had an infection, and they said, I got this email and I clicked on it and nothing happened. I thought maybe it was just a bad link. It didn't take me anywhere. It didn't open anything. It didn't look like it downloaded anything. But now my computer's acting weird. Well, guess what? You clicked on the link and it downloaded and ran in the background. There was no pop-up notification, nothing indicating that they had actually done anything. And they thought that it was just a bad link, when in fact it wasn't. Another popular method for spreading these zero-click malware is through vulnerable websites. and applications. Attackers will exploit weaknesses in web applications and embed malicious code in them, which will automatically download onto a victim machine when they visit the website or app. So as the website loads in the background, it downloads code onto your computer that tells your browser what the website's supposed to look like. So it downloads images, it downloads files and other things. And if a website is potentially hacked or breached and this malicious code is embedded, guess what? That malicious code is also downloaded by your browser as part of making you able to see the website content. So how can you prevent it, right? This sounds pretty scary. It runs in the background, you don't even see it. Fortunately, there are some steps that you can take to reduce the risk of being infected by zero-click malware, as well as other types of malware, and keep your data safe. The first step, you have to have anti-malware software on your computer. You have to, that's, in today's environment, you just have to have it. You have to have a good anti-malware software. It used to be you could get by with antivirus years ago. Now you need antivirus, anti-malware, anti-ransomware, anti-fill in the blank, right? Any new type of malware threat, you need software that's going to protect against those. Second, you need to make sure that you're using strong passwords to secure your computer and your accounts and various things. You need to also avoid suspicious links, right? Just like that, I talked about the Teams vulnerability where somebody can send a message. You need to be suspicious of any links, any attachments, no matter where they come from. If you don't know for certain who they came from, be very, very suspicious of clicking on those links or doing anything with those attachments. One of the other things you can do is make sure that your operating system is up to date. Operating systems have vulnerabilities, and as soon as those vulnerabilities are discovered, Microsoft and Apple work to solve those vulnerabilities by creating patches that get downloaded and installed in those updates. So it's important that you don't put off those updates. Don't keep claiming install later. Eventually, you have to do those, and the sooner the better. Along the same lines, you have to make sure your browser is up to date because browsers also have vulnerabilities. And if you're not installing those updates, whether you're using Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, any of them, they have updates, and you need to make sure that you're installing those updates to have those layers of security from any of those vulnerabilities. And then also, we talked about this before, I'm going to talk about it again, use two-factor authentication whenever possible, because if somebody does get in, somebody does find out your password or any of these other things, without that two-factor authentication, they won't be able to get into those systems. It's important to stay vigilant when it comes to cybersecurity threats like zero-click malware, as they can quickly spread across an entire organization if not detected early on. So if you want to make sure that your business is protected and that you're safe online, it's important that you have good cyber awareness, good cyber hygiene, and you can book a call with us. We'd love to come in and consult with you, talk with you about how we can improve your cybersecurity and your hygiene. If you'd like to learn more about that, just reach out to us. Quick reminder, we do have an upcoming webinar. We're going to be talking about AI. I know last week on my live stream, I talked a little bit about AI. We're going to be talking more in depth about it on July 20th at 1 p.m. We'll be discussing some common applications of AI in business and some things that you should be aware of, right? As you're planning on how to use AI in your organization, there's some things that it's important to know early on as you're starting to use it so you don't avoid any pitfalls or have any issues with doing it, and you can get the benefits of it. So you can join us live. We'll be answering questions. It's going to be very open to be able to make sure that we're getting to any questions you have about AI in your business. So once again, that's going to be July 20th, 1 p.m. Pacific time, and I'll have a link in the comments for you to be able to register and join us on that. Let's see if there's any comments, questions from our live audience. I don't see anything that's come through. If you do have any questions, feel free to comment on this video after the fact. I will see those comments. I'll respond. I love talking to people about technology, especially about cybersecurity and the importance of it and how you can improve your cyber resilience and cyber hygiene within your organization and even personally. So comment on this, reply to it, send me a direct message, or you can always reach out to us on our website at itnet.works. Hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you more next week. Thank you.